Hey everyone, we are back again, continuing on with the wiring. I've decided to go ahead and start mounting the other pieces. I don't have everything I need, like these Lease Electronics relay boards. I need a couple more. I was going to get the 4-position one, just put it right next to it, but this is going to be easier, so I'm just going to get 2 more of these 2s. This way I can keep everything separated. I can put my fuel pumps on here, I could put the coolant fans on the next one, and then I can get a single one for my trans fan. And you know, I have enough room to place them across the board. And you know, if I need more outputs than that, I can really do a second row if need be. Or just take it all out and put an 8 in, but it's like $300. I just don't want to spend that type of money right now. Oh, this is what we're going to do. I think this is going to work for me for quite a while, because I don't know how many other relayed outputs I'm going to need. Fans, fuel pumps, Transbrake. I don't know right now. I can't think of anything at this moment, but like I said, I have room to add more if need be, and we will get into that later. But I gotta finish mounting this stuff up so I can start running more wires for this and get this all going. So I have a positive one here, 3/8 stud. I have a negative one coming in the mail, should be here any day now. So I'm going to put that right next to it, so it's going to be power and ground right here on the panel. I have the Transbrake Relay that's going to get put, you know, down here somewhere. I got to get the plug for that. You know, you kind of want to figure out how the wiring is going to go, because it's not 90 there, it's 90 down a little bit. So you don't want this crap hanging off your board all the way down here. So what I'll probably do is just mount it like that, because it's literally going to be in, out, and the signal from the ECU. Alright guys, I'm getting everything sorted out here. The NOS relay on here, I got the positive stud, I got the relays. What I had to do was I had to add a fuse panel in here. You can see that right here. This is a Lease Electronics product. Also, I've gone over this before because I just read that the NOS relay has to be fused. I was going to run it right to here, but now it's going to be fused. And I also had to replace the 4 gauge off this because it didn't reach to where I wanted it. So, put a new end on it. And what we're using here is we're using some brass eyelets. I have all sorts of sizes. 4 gauge for 3/8. 4 gauge for 3/8 stud, and I have all the way up to 4/0. Some big stuff. I fit my finger in there. But I want to tell you about these crimpers. Central Hydraulics, cheap Amazon hydraulic wire crimping tool. They come with a whole range of sizes. You got 0 gauge all the way up to like 14 gauge. There. But it's a nice tool. You can put this thing in your vise to hold it, but you know, 4 gauge stuff, I really don't need it. I already have the ring terminal in there. There you go. Nice, beautiful crimp. You see that there? Beautiful. Might be hard to see, but if you get good adhesive line, when you shrink this down, you could actually see the adhesive come out around the edges. Oh, there's a good example. See that? Seals it up beautifully. with the panel on the car, this is a little bit harder with all the bolts and everything hooked up. This is where it's going to be. What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to put a quick latch here and here, here and here, and that'll or I might put one of these gym jammies in my through floor here and here, and then maybe one out in the corner. I don't know how I'm gonna mount that yet. I haven't got that far, but it's going there, so I don't have to worry about it. Now we have a bunch of wires already all over the place in here. Those are chassis stuff. This one is off that relay and has to go to the Transbrake. So this is going to go back up, follow it out, and there's a hole right here that goes down for my Transbrake, and this goes to the ECU. So these are both going to follow the same path right here, but I'm not going to hook those up yet. What we have here is 2 loose wires that are on the harness, and this green one, well, there's more. There's a loose wire here too, but this is for like a tack signal, ignition box nonsense, stuff like that. We don't have that. It's not 1980. You don't need an MSD in your car. Sorry to people running MSDs. And this is your fuel pump wire, but it only carries like, you can only put like a 10 amp load on it, so pretty much you're going to need a relay for this, and that's what this thing is for. And what's cool about this is I just hook up battery power here, and it's got 2 obviously, and there's a label on the back side here you can't see, and it's connect positive and negative, positive, negative, and so that's how you can trigger it, negative or positive. And then you just have your output wire here that goes out to your fuel pump. 70 amp relay. This thing is fully potted, LED lights on here, J-case fuses. This is 30 amp. It's probably not big enough for my pump, but I'm leaving this 2 relay here, one because I know I'm going to need a second pump. I can't afford one of these big bad Aeromotive pumps, so what I'll do is I'll end up putting like an AM 400 or something paralleled, and then what I do is I would have the 400 come on for street driving, and I'd have the 4303 come on at like 5 pounds of boost, but we'll worry about that when I get to it. I haven't maxed out that pump yet. So that's got to go there. It's got to get hooked up. I don't like that they used a male connector, male spade connector here, because now I got to put a female on this, and it's going to stick up and be highly ugly, and I don't like it. I think it'll look like duty. And then you have this red wire which powers your fuel injectors. That goes through, that's this fuse. This is this wire, which I still don't like these hanging out here. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I think I might make a small access panel on the top of the console and rotate this over. You know, on the back of the console you got that little change area, and I might put those underneath that and just have like a little Zeus catch on it or something, just to be able to access them without taking anything majorly apart. Well, why did I put that there? I have no idea. Since the fuel pump is obviously in the back of the car, and the relay and everything's here, you got to use a good wire, or a bigger wire, to power it. The previous setup, I had the relay in the trunk because I didn't realize you can run the wiring that far away from the relay to the pump. You just got to size it right. So what I got here is 10 gauge. Believe it or not, that's 10 gauge, but it's from ProWire, and it's Tevzel wire. It's a little expensive, but you know what's more expensive? My motor. This is some really nice stuff. It's very, very nice. I kind of wish I could do the entire car in this wiring. I don't know where people get the misconception that this stuff is hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Yes, it is hundreds of dollars if you order 200 feet of it. I ordered, where'd the bag go? 20 feet? Yeah, that's probably a little stupid ordering 20 feet, but I don't really have anything. You know, this is like 5 feet away, you know, 6-8 feet away, so I can do this and my fans with it. And I really don't think I'm going to have anything else that's going to need 10 gauge. Yeah, you could probably order 50 feet to be safe, but then it starts getting expensive. Starting to look a little crazy, I know, but eventually you know, these will be held down in a manner where everything's all nice buttoned up. I'm gonna get away from that panel for a little bit. I'm waiting on more relay boards to come in, terminals, heat shrink, sleeving wire. I'm waiting on a ton of material. Should be here tomorrow. Should be here, but UPS, you know, has a hard-on for screwing me, so we'll see if it actually shows up. Considering my alternator plug was supposed to be here 9 days ago now, and it should be here tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... What the hell? Oh, that's for the GPS. I'm going to hook up the wires that need to be hooked up for the dash and for the Dominator. What I'm going to do is use the key to turn on that fuse panel, which will in turn turn this on and turn the Dominator on. Before it was on a push button. I'm trying to get away from auxiliary buttons up here only for stuff that I, you know, can't, like, well, I don't need my water pump anymore. I don't need the ECU anymore. So I have up here, I have my line lock, my interior lights, my horn, and my chute. And I've explained this chute. Oh, and start, because this ignition, the actual on, start, cranking is bad. I don't get anything out of it. So I have that. Yeah, I could put a new ignition in it, but it's just easier to run a wire from the starter to the arc panel and be done. Now, the Pro Dash needs to see a clean power, a ground, and a switched power. So this has to go all the way back to the battery. This is going to go to the fuse panel under here. I dedicated a spot for the two. And this will get grounded down there as well. And then I have to run, this is that USB cable I'm going to twist up and tie up and leave back there. And this is the CAN wire that's going to go over to here. But while I'm at it, I have the power, switched power and ground from the Dominator that I need to get over here as well. And while I'm at it, I zip tie up my O2. Man, it's really close. Like, it's going to be a 4-foot extension harness, so I'm going to have to cut that thing in half. I'm going to see, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if I can go online, and if someone could make me a 2-foot one instead. I'm going to build my own injector harness. I'm always kind of iffy about building harnesses, just because it doesn't matter how many times I do it, I still get nervous, because it's still new. It's a new thing. I've never built an injector harness. How hard can it be? It's 2 wires per injector. It's a signal and a power, you can say. So it really shouldn't be that hard. I'm still debating whether I want to buy... I think I'm just going to buy my coil harnesses, because to source every color of wire you need for that and all the connectors, that'll honestly turn into more work than it's worth for the one time I'm going to build coil harnesses. Injector harness, different story. It was, all the parts were super cheap for this. I picked up Denso. These are, I run Bosch 210s, and these are Denso plugs. nip-in denso, and I got them from KSV Looms or ProWire. KSV, one of those two had them. They were like 12 bucks. Came with all 8 plugs, came with all the pins, and all the weather pack little baby seals that go on the backside. I picked up some wire from ProWire. I picked up some 18 gauge, and I had 18 gauge laying around from the the other one. I was going to make this like a full mil spec and be completely sealed, but I don't think there's a seal that I can get onto the back of that plug easily, so it's not going to be 100% sealed. I'm waiting on my Holly plug to come in that plugs into the harness, and my label maker, because I'm going to do heat shrink labels for this. But we can start on this now. And it's simple, easy, everything I've looked at. And I will tell you that Holly marks their injectors, injector A through injector H. And as you would think, that's injector 1 through 8 in that order. So that's the way you're gonna wanna do it out. Now, this is the Holly harness diagram. It's very, very small, insanely hard to read. I'm gonna go to UPS one of these days and get it blown up like Devin did big. But I can still read this. My eyes are not terrible. This is Tevzel wire, 18 gauge from, I'm pretty sure I got this from KSV Looms as well. I got 50 feet. I shouldn't need much more than that. I mean, I ordered a whole bunch of crap. I ordered all heat shrink over here. More, this is 8 gauge Tevzel that I need for my panels. 4 gauge welding wire. And if you come over here, I already started putting it all away. This is really cool. ProWire sells ring terminals. These are nice in 100 quantity bags. You can see I got them all. Yes, it's more expensive than Napa. I won't lie to you about that. That is not wrong. But like anything else, you will have a better product in the end. And I mean, look at the size of that 18 gauge wire. All in all, it's not too terribly expensive. But I'm going to be in this wiring harness. $12, $6 for the Holly plug. So that's $20. I'm sure I could have got that somewhere cheaper, but it was just easier to go on Holly. $20. 50 feet of wire. I'm not going to be using 50 feet of wire. I don't know. 40 bucks total. Or I can buy one for $140. Now, I'll probably be a little more because I'm going to put Raychem on this. Little weather seal piece. Get some wire off here. Little weather seal piece. Push that back. You got your pin. I want to get the set of crimpers that does these both at the same time. Probably a little tight on the weather seal, but that's a good solid crimp, and with the weather seal on it. Now, I'm pretty sure that injectors don't matter which your power and signal, power and grounds or whatever, but I'm gonna follow what these say. Nice click. It's a beautiful thing. And we'll do the same with red. These ones I'm leaving on this. I'm just going to leave it on the spool. Pull out as much as I need. The connector is pretty much. The connector's pretty much right here. So I'll probably leave like an extra 6 inches of slack on each one just to be safe. Because I'm going to want to go up. I'll probably want to go like this with it. And you know, I'm going to make all of them individual. The last thing you want to lose is an injector. So you want to make sure you tug on these good. And you know, they're solid. There's one injector lead. We have to terminate all these together now. And I set the length with this bank, and obviously this side's a little bit longer. Fine, no issues. So I can just bring this in like this, get them even side to side, cut them all, get everything nice and even, paint them, and then we will go through installing them into the plug with the wiring harness to make sure these things are all in the right locations. Can you see it? So it makes these butt connectors so awesome. So I got 4 18 gauges going to one 16 gauge, and I'm not like having to fold the wire in half because it's a reducing butt connector. So now a little adhesive lined dual wall heat shrink on that, so it gives extra strength in this. Alright, this is one bank of a harness, of the injector harness. I see you got another piece of Raychem on here. Got all my pins coming out over here. Now, the problem with only using a black and a red wire is you don't know what corresponding wire is on here. I mean, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. That's for sure. But you want to get your plug and your wiring diagram. So here's my injector plug. So injector 1 is B19, which is injector A. So B19 is injector A. Yeah, B19. So that is going to go in. Oh, we put that like that. Oh, huh. How nice is that? It's all laid. So that's probably why they did it. Is this is actually labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K. I don't know. I've never used MetroPack connectors before, so that's kind of nice. So injector 1 is going to go into A. Now, the way I think I'm going to do it is I'm just going to grab my meter and ohm it out. So there is injector A. Probably pull this wire. This is just a cheapo I have here at home. I meant to bring my good flue comb, but I haven't been to my job in a month. It's injector 1. Right pin. Don't press it in, just hold it on it. That's all you need to do. And where is it? Where is it? Oh, dumbass, I'm holding on the wrong pin. It should be this one. Yep, we have continuity. Make sure you got no continuity on any of the other ones. So that's injector A right there. We will push that through. There's one side. Not bad. Like I said, you can buy this harness for $130. It's not Raychem, but it'll plug right in. You don't have to go through all this. But I'm into this for probably $30, $40, maybe $50 total, and a little bit of time. And you know what? It's nice to learn how this all works and goes together. Like I said, I would have done it better, and I would have had the Raychem come out to here, and you know, out to here, so it would have been like this, just down the whole harness. But there's one side. Now we're gonna go and finish the other side. I'm not gonna bore you with doing that side, and I will show you the final. Okay, I got the harness all finished up, minus a couple of zip ties, because I ran out of my little itty bitty ones to tie this stuff up nice, but it's all set. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. There's things I could have done better. Some things I don't really like about, I just wish I kind of heat shrinked it all. It doesn't look bad though, but it's all terminated. Tug test on every pin so they don't pull out on me. Last thing you want to do is lose an injector. I think I'm going to set up some fail safes in the ECU. I'm pretty sure the Dominator's fast enough, but I don't know if it's fast enough to where you lose an injector in a pass, and if freaking pegs lean, if it'll shut it down. I don't know if it's fast enough for that. I've never played with it enough. I haven't played with it enough to figure that all out. But that's all set. I think that's going to be it for the wiring for this video. This was simple and easy. That's why I did this. Now I can put this. Oh God, the seal came out. I gotta check all these seals now before I freaking bolt this thing down and get it all going. I can bolt this on now. I can finish the fuel lines now. I can hook up the map sensor. Wow, it's super crooked in there. What the hell happened there? Well, it's in, but that thing is cross-threaded like a bitch. I don't know what the hell. Anyway, wiring part 2, green car. I don't know how many wiring videos there's gonna be. You know, it's boring. It's long, it's tedious. I mean, this video is like 6 hours of film that I need to get down to 12 minutes for you guys. I know some people say, oh, leave them a little bit longer, it's fine, but the analytics tell me otherwise. So, I'll end it here. Get in the garage, guys. Grab a cold beer. Start working on your projects. Yes, we're still in lockdown. Most of us are still in lockdown, quarantine. There's some states opening back up. We'll get through this together, guys, and we'll be all out enjoying our hot rods. Have a good night.